You ever feel like you're not falling apart, but you're also not fully back yet? Like you're in that weird functioning state where deep down you do know that you're building something quietly. That was me in my third semester. And if that's you as well, in that weird in between state, this episode is for you. So, welcome to the third episode of Not There Yet. I'm not here to tell you a glow up story. I'm here to share 6 lessons which I learned throughout my third semester. These aren't just reflections, these are moments that challenged me, woke me up, reset me, and reminded me what really mattered. If you are figuring it out in silence, I hope you find your story in mine. Alright, lesson 1. After a rough second semester, I moved out. Me, 2 of my friends, 3 of us moved into an apartment. Now, moving from your dorm to an apartment away from university, it gives you space and silence. And sometimes you crave for that silence. Because when I finally got into this new space, which by the way was not Pinterest aesthetic, it wasn't Instagrammy, but it was just a nice space all to myself. Because in that silence, I thought that I could finally hear myself again. Now, what felt more important to me than this entire move out aspect was what came in between this move out and the starting of semester 3, which was my trip back to home. And I feel it was so important to me because I just survived the first 2 semesters of my university, and because of that, going back home was a much needed change for me, my body, my mental health, and just literally me craving for a reset. So here I was, 2 months back at home, mom, dad, brother, sister, my entire family all around me. Yeah, that was like a great reset, a great change of everything. You go from being so independent to coming back home and actually not hating the sudden change of environment. You might think that, oh, I mean, you were so independent there, you're back home, don't you feel restricted or whatever, and yada yada yada. I mean, no. Because at one point, you get so done being that independent, being that free, being not told what to do, being not asked anything, no one really asking you for anything, that you start craving all of that again. I mean, tell me, your mom asking you to eat your food with all her heart? Tell me truly, don't you miss that? Don't you miss that? Right? Anyways, so 2 months later, fly back to Canada, and now here's where the real game changer comes in. I'm back here and I apply for this random conference email that I get in my student email, right? And it sends something like the West AGMR. I don't know what West is. It's a habit of mine. You see anything that you don't know, just try it out, right? So this conference, the West AGMR, was a conference set in Regina. It was a lakeside engineering retreat with students from all across Western Canada. I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. Well, let's apply for it. I got in. So this was like a 3-day over the weekend conference, which I say to be the game changer for me in my university life. Let me tell you how. So I'm in this conference and I'm surrounded by almost 60 to 70 students from all the universities you can find in Western Canada, from the best ones to all the universities. And when you are surrounded by so many people, you naturally interact with them because that's the point of a conference, right? Now, 3 days go by, and what I realize is that I wasn't just surrounded by classmates, by just students. I was surrounded by VPs, club leads, builders, innovative heads, presidents and vice presidents of so and so societies, so and so clubs, founders of this and that. People who weren't waiting to be chosen, they were just doing. I remember sitting by a bonfire thinking, yo, that I haven't been lazy. I've just been limited. Limited by what? Limited by the boundaries that I made in my head. Limited by a circle I formed around me. Limited by myself. By an environment I chose. I realized that I wasn't lacking motivation, I was lacking the exposure. So I'll ask you this. When you feel that you're suffocated, not able to grow, not able to get out of a certain block, are you actually stuck or are you in the wrong room? So that brought me to my lesson number 1. You don't always need motivation. Sometimes all you need is a better environment. Alright, so I come back from the retreat, having learned that the time to wait is over. The time to start doing has come. So I stopped waiting. I sent the emails. I applied. I applied to 1 club, 2 club, 3 club, 4 clubs. This society, that society. This student team, that student team. But first, the UMSATs, the university's rocket team. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that there's nothing I would want more than rockets. Space. That's always been my thing. No backup plan. Anyways, I got in. Then came the robotics student team. I applied, nervous, but still got in. Now let me ask you, what would you apply to if readiness wasn't a requirement? I feel like we wait so long to feel ready that we forget the fact that clarity never comes first. What comes first is courage. And when I finally understood this one little basic but so detailed of a thing, I came to my lesson 2 being learned. Start messy, start nervous, but start before you feel sure. Now, around the same time, I started my first job, Jack and Jones Retail. Not for the resume, but just to feel independent. Just to earn something on my own. To stop asking and to start contributing. That was my concept, right? I know it sounds simple, but that job taught me more than any class. It taught me 3 very important things. How to read a customer, how to talk when you're tired, how to sell without sounding like a script. So retail taught me the art of showing up. Because there are so many days, I swear to God, you as a student, you as an engineering student, having tons of course load on you, you do not want to show up just to a job, to your side job, right? Because you are in this country, all the way away from home. Your parents sent you here to do what? To study. And then while you're doing that, you have put yourself into a situation, because I did that, it was my choice to get a job in the first place. And now you suddenly start feeling like, I don't feel like going today. I have a test coming up tomorrow. I have to do a 4-hour shift over there. I have to go through 1.5 hours of travel to reach there. 1.5 hours coming back. Oh god. Oh my god. My entire day is gone. What do? I show up. I still go to work. I manage my time. What taught me that? Retail. It taught me the art of showing up and holding energy when you do not have much left in you. And bro, there is something powerful about tapping your own card at checkout. And when I could do that, I promised myself this, that I will buy my own flight home next summer. And I did. And here I am. I'm speaking from home. So when was the last time you did something small that made you feel strong again? Today's podcast is more conversational than a single-sided narrative, just because I want to keep asking these questions at every section that I speak, because these are those questions which I asked myself, and when I answered those, I reached these lessons that I'm speaking out today. So answering this one question led me to my third lesson being learned, that earning something, anything, gives you back parts of yourself you didn't realize you lost. So my semester's going on. I'm doing great. I have a job to keep up with. I have 4 heavy courses to keep up with. I am on the rocket team. I'm on the robotics team. So I have weekly hours to commit to these teams as well now. So by the time I reached midterms, I was done. By midterms, my energy wore off completely. Now, I wasn't falling apart here, but the noise in my head got loud again. That's when my best friend Ayan came in. One night, randomly, and this was before my midterms. Actually, during my midterms. I think I had a test the next day or so. And it's nighttime, and I'm texting him, right? And we've known each other since 6th grade, right? Now he's studying at the University of Dalhousie. And so yeah, it's late night. I'm texting him, and he asked me first, right? He's like, "Yo, Ayan, do you wanna like, right? We have readings week right after midterms. You wanna go somewhere?" I'm like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you tell me. He's like, "Yo, let's go Banff." I'm like, "Banff? Huh, nice. I like it. Let's go Banff." And there we were. One text turned into a spontaneous plan. Next thing we know, right after my midterms, I'm flying to Calgary. He's flying to Calgary as well. 3 days, no laptop, no goals, just glaciers, silence, and perspective. Now, as someone who grew up in the desert, me and him both, these mountains made us feel small, tiny. It literally gave us the perspective of how huge and vast the universe might be. But for the first time, feeling small felt free. Because it also made me think of how small our problems are if we are so tiny. Have you ever stepped outside your routine long enough to actually see and feel and hear yourself again? Because that trip did not fix me, but it reminded me that rest isn't a reward you earn, it's a reset that you need. It's a decision that you make for yourself, for your own well being. Hold up, stop everything, close my books, close my laptop, shut down work. Let's go chillax. Right? So that's lesson 4. You don't earn rest, you protect it. Because real growth needs stillness too. Now, here's what no one tells you about rebuilding. It's not dramatic. It's not one big speech. You know what it is? It is waking up again, going to that meeting again, turning in that other assignment, going to work when you have to, and not quitting, realizing that it is gonna be a loop. And day by day, you're gonna say to yourself that just one more day. And you will not quit. And that is rebuilding. And that way, semester 3 was not loud, but it was consistent. You see that? It was consistent. And that's what changed everything. If you are waiting for a moment that feels worth posting, dude, maybe you've already passed it 10 times last week. And that's what lesson 5 is, that momentum is not building from big wins. It is built from boring consistency. It is doing the boring stuff. It is doing the hard and the boring stuff first. And that's how you build momentum. This podcast, Not There Yet, was born in this season. Not because I had answers, but because I finally stopped pretending I did. Semester 3 did not make me feel accomplished. It made me feel more anchored. It made me feel more to the ground, more stable, much more confident. And maybe you need to hear this too. You are allowed to restart without explanations. You are allowed to come back quietly. And you're allowed to build in silence until it speaks for itself. And the most important one, that you are not late and you are not at all behind. You're just not there yet. And that's the best place to be. So lesson 6, you're not broken. You're just in between. So listen up. If you're in a season where things feel slow, quiet, unseen, know that something is still growing inside you. Maybe you can't just explain it yet. Maybe it's not share worthy. But that doesn't make it any less real. Every quiet rebuild eventually makes noise. But right now, it just needs you. Your time, your dedication, your willpower, and your consistency at doing boring things. So next episode, I'm going to talk about how I balanced ambition with burnout and why balance might not be what you think it is. So stay tuned, keep building, keep becoming, and remember, you're not there yet, but you're definitely on your way.